Hello everyone, it's me, Borderline Otaku, here to review another anime. I want to die. So, a little disclaimer before we jump into the thick of things. I am on a really big, just crunch right now. I'm working with like 3/4 of a script here, so some of it is going to be improvised. Um, because I thought I had more time, but apparently I don't. Next week will be paced a lot more better, and hopefully I'll write a better script. This is a rough draft of a script, so sorry about that. And the whole hopefully future anime reviews will get better and better. Right now, this is just I want to get this video out. I do have the majority of my thoughts down on paper, at least all the important ones. Uh, so yeah, it's just don't let this reflect the rest of the anime reviews. Like I'll probably be adding clips and stuff like that. I just can't this week because I don't have a lot of time. Today's Thursday. I go to town tomorrow, so I thought I would have more time to film tomorrow and edit. I don't, and this has to be out this Saturday. So please do not let this reflect all of the other anime reviews to come in the future. Um, let's get down. Let's get down to it. Let's review WataMote, or its other name. No matter how I see it, it's your guys' fault I'm not popular. Nailed it. I'll have my this is going to be a more freeform review. I will have my script up, so you might see me look back and forth. I was going to have this be a scripted review, but as I said, this is going to be a little bit freeform than usual. So the plot of WataMote, if I had to describe WataMote, it's simply about a girl who has high school anxiety and wants to do anything to be popular. That's really all I can say about the plot. Nothing really changes, just the situations from episode to episode change. Almost every episode consists of Tomoko, the main character, trying to think of ways to possibly become popular, and most of them fail, as in buying cute panties, or something simple as buying cute panties, or having 2D air sex. That's a thing. You'll understand when you watch it. And the reason that they failed is either flawed logic or she's too timid to I feel that my camera's too close. I can't do hand stuff, which is probably good because you're gonna see a lot of arm stuff like this. Woo. What am I doing with my life? And the reason that they failed is because they have flawed logic, or they just aren't. She's too timid. She's too shy to do it out. And some people do say that this is a quote unquote cringy anime. And to me, the reason that it's cringy is because I can see myself in Tomoko in certain positions, and it makes me cringe because it's like, oh god, I know how you feel, and I feel so bad for you. So I think that's the reason I would call it a cringy anime, but some people might totally disagree with me. And I feel that we can all relate to Tomoko. So with that being said, us talked about the plot, we can move on to the next subject, style. So hopefully something you get to know about me is I love art. I'm not really an artist myself. You've seen that in the Resident Evil 7 number 5 video that went out Friday. But I really appreciate art. From the opening, which I fucking love, to the anime itself, to the outro. 1 second, let me look at my script here. So the intro of it is this really awesome animated metal song that I fucking love. The metal song shares the same name of the anime. You can easily find it if you just Google WataMote theme. It's probably one of my favorite things ever. I have it downloaded on my phone. It's amazing. And the outro theme, which is a nice, like, she takes her phone and like slides phones together, and she's like walking across a screen and stuff like that. And it's like really like nice and mellow compared to the opening. I don't know the name of the song of the outro. I couldn't find it. I kept finding different names, so I didn't want to put a name in there and be wrong. And I will admit the main animation is nothing special. It's just all the different animation styles they use for different scenes, whether it be using the Japanese word for bug to symbolize Tomoko having nightmares about bugs, to like all the fantasy she has if she's like a sniper trying to take out a president, or if she's thinking of this plot that she wants to do, and it's like all these boys will swoon over me. Usually she'll think of herself as like an older, like more like voluptuous woman with all these guys around her. And if I had more time to edit, I would like to show you clips. Maybe I can sneak one in. I'll try to sneak one in now. So if that worked, awesome. And if I wasn't able to, you just have to watch for yourself, and you'll understand how much I love this animation. So now let's get to the thick of it. Characters. Okay, so we pretty much have what I count as three main characters. We have Tomoko, Tomiki, hopefully I'm saying that right, and Yu-chan. Her name is Yu, but like Tomoko just calls her Yu-chan, so it's weird not calling her Yu-chan. So I'm gonna be talking about Yu-chan, Tomoko's really only friend throughout this entire series, and someone else. I will be talking about someone else who's quite important, but I wouldn't call it a main character. So, of course, first let's move on to Tomoko. Tomoko is like an antisocial visual novel video game player who isn't popular at all, and she tries like really hard to be popular by using all these different schemes. But we'll like get to that a little bit more later. As I said, I love art, and I really love Tomoko's design, from her black hair to like the bags under her eyes. And to me, like, she isn't that typical high school girl. She doesn't have like the big boobs and the big butt. Like, and to me, that way she really stands out as an anime character, and she's like one of my favorite designs for an anime character. And I think it's kind of ironic that she stands out to me, because that's all she wants to do is stand out, but she doesn't. So the first time I watched this anime, this being my second time, I highly sympathized with Tomoko. I always thought, man, I really wish I could be your friend. I really feel bad for you. But there's something I realized, like, my second viewing, is that Tomoko in her head is kind of a bitch. Don't get me wrong, I still love her and everything. It's just that, like, if she sees a girl with like her friend, she's a bitch, and like any like guy who has a girlfriend or like friends is a scumbag, and she kind of really applies that to everyone, except for Yu-chan, which we'll get to a little later when I talk about her. And the reason she probably doesn't have any friends is because she thinks like this, and she's also really timid and really shy and doesn't really talk to a lot of people. And Tomoko also has a weird skew on reality, like a skewed view on reality. So she thinks that, possibly that, she comes with all these different schemes that in, like, a normal person's mind will never work. Like, if I eat this lunchbox in the middle of class, everyone will see how cute I am. And they'll all love me and stuff like that. Or the air sex thing, where she's like, oh, I've had air sex through playing this video game, so if I stay up all night and do this, I'll become cuter. And like, she sprays soda on herself, and schemes. And her weird skew on reality is, I think, why her plans don't really work all that often. But I think that's why I like Tomoko so much, because she comes with all these outlandish schemes that, like, a high schooler would possibly think, this like introverted high schooler would think like, oh, maybe if I did this I could be popular. That's all I want to be, is popular. And I think that's like a part of her charm for me. um Even though she's like not the nicest person in her head, she's like very timid when people talk to her. She can be talking shit one moment and somebody will say bye to her or hi, and she'll get all like mouse and she'll be like, oh, bye, and then she'll run away. And I think that's really the charm of Tomoko to me. Let's move on to the next character, Tomoki. Tomoko's brother. We don't really see much of Tomoki. We know that he's just kind of the opposite of Tomoko. That he's really popular. He, likes sports, and he has a lot of friends. And when he's sick, those friends will come and visit him and like make sure he's okay. When that doesn't really happen with Tomoko. And something we really kind of know about Tomoki is that him and Tomoko don't really have a nice relationship anymore, and it could just be the age. Something could have happened, but usually around that age, I can't really speak. My sister is 10 years younger than me. My nose. They could just be at that age where it's like it's uncool to like your older sister, and that could be where some of the resentment comes from. But we do know that they used to like each other and they used to play with each other, and Tomoko is always like, hey, do you still like those sticker pictures that you had over there? And he's like, no. And Tomoko goes to him to talk to him so she can possibly be more talk to people better. And he refuses at first, and she threatens to kill herself. That's the thing. And then he finally accepts, and he's like, God, she's such a drag. Why can't she always leave me alone? And as I said, it could just be something of his age, where it's uncool to like your older sister. But sometimes you can kind of see that he cares, but most of the time it's just kind of a God, you're annoying kind of thing. So let's talk about the next character, Yu-chan. Yu-chan is like Tomoko's really like used to be really nerdy like middle school friend. And we see Yu-chan a couple episodes here and there when they first meet after years of talking. They spend the whole day with each other, and Yu is really changed from Tomoko's like memory. And so she has to get over that initial fact, and that Yu has a boyfriend, which kind of destroys Tomoko a little bit. But Tomoko really relies on Yu, and Yu is a good friend to Tomoko. She helps and stuff like that. And it's kind of weird that Tomoko always has like these weird thoughts about her, like, oh, I would really like an intimate hug from you, or like, wow, her boobs and butt got really big, and like stuff, weird thoughts like that. I forgot to mention that Tomoko is a little bit perverted. she has some thoughts. There's a scene where like, this isn't necessarily her fault, it's just kind of funny. There's this scene where Tomoko is walking home with this like game, like this boy love kind of game, like visual novel, and like a massager, and it just looks really, it's awkward and it's funny. And then that's like the only times you see the dad is like he comes in and sees this and puts her in bed, and it's just like says nothing and walks out. But you really do see you kind of be there for Tomoko and really be her only friend and hang out with her and support her throughout the anime. We don't also see Yu too much. She, I feel, recurs more than Tomoki. I could kind of be wrong on that. So yeah, Yu just really helps Tomoko get through all of her like troubles, and can just kind of be there for Tomoko, and that's really Yu's purpose in this anime, is to be Tomoko's only friend, and it's sweet. Now, let's talk about another important character that I wouldn't necessarily call main character, Megumi. Um, Megumi appears in the last two episodes, and she's the student council president, if I remember correctly. I did not take notes on Megumi. As I said, working with half the script here. If you couldn't tell, I kind of improvised. And Megumi, I have to improvise as well. She meets Tomoko while they're having this school festival that you see in a lot of animes, where it's like week where they have a culture festival and they all get together. And Tomoko cuts herself, not like intentionally, but accidentally, and Megumi helps her. And she's like, thank you, and she kind of shows up from here to there, or in the next two episodes. And then Tomoko hangs out with you during this culture festival, and that's where the intimate hug comes from. And at the very end of this episode, Megumi finds Tomoko to be really sad, so she puts on this penguin outfit, or the mascot elephant. I don't think it's a penguin. It's a dog. Please correct me on that. It's been a while. Another thing about the crunch time, I only got to watch not all of the episodes, so it's hard to remember. I'm pulling back from when I watched this the first time. I mainly watched this again to get the idea and the plot and stuff like that. Sorry about that. And so Megumi gets in this mascot uniform and hugs Tomoko because she realizes she's sad. And then the next episode, Tomoko thinks about Megumi. It's like, I want to be like her. And she tries to open up to Megumi, and this really awkward thing happens when the wind goes by and you see Megumi's underwear, and Tomoko freaks out and she runs home and stuff like that. And then later that night, she pulls up the webpage from the first episode where it's unpopular girl, and she's like, it doesn't matter anymore. And I guess that we moved on to the ending, I guess, by now. And that's kind of the ending, is she tries to talk to Megumi, but she gets really timid and then runs home. And finally realizes that, being popular doesn't matter to her anymore. And I felt that was a really awesome ending. I felt it fit Tomoko and what Tomoko needed. She tried so hard to be popular, and then she realized, hey, it doesn't really matter. And it doesn't. So, something I want to talk about is a section that I kind of want to have with these anime reviews, and I can't talk too much about it, mainly because of the time constraints, but I want to talk about the dub of WataMote, the English dub. I feel that's not something you see a lot, and some people are like, oh, what, I don't want to watch this Japanese cartoon, where's the English? And so, the dub of WataMote is not bad. Sorry, I got a call there from no one I knew. The dub of WataMote isn't all that bad. Not the best I've ever heard, not the worst I've ever heard. I've heard Tomoki, Yu, and Tomoko's voice. Tomoko's voice definitely fits, and I like it. But Tomoki and Yu-chan's is they're okay, they're acceptable. I guess Tomoki we don't see all that much, and they don't have a lot of interactions between each other. They do, but it's in their head, but you don't talk a lot, I guess. And the dub's okay. That's really all I can say about the dub. It's nothing too spectacular. I would still prefer the sub for this anime. So, this has been my review of WataMote. What did you think of WataMote? Are you going to watch it? Are you not going to watch it? Have you already watched it? Did I miss some things that you wanted me to talk about? And as I said, I'm really sorry that this had to be a little bit more freeform, and I kind of missed a couple of things. It's just that I didn't have a lot of time to film all this stuff. So, really sorry about that. Next week is Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions. Next week, if you follow me at Borderline Anime, you'll I put up a poll of what you want me to review next, and that's what's won. Only one person voted, but that one person decided the next anime. I'm really excited to watch it. So yeah, I guess I should give my opinions. I really like WataMote. It's probably one of my favorite animes, honestly, and I I really enjoy it, and I highly recommend it, especially to people who, you know, maybe have anxiety. And you know, you can kind of relate to Tomoko a little bit better than I do. Sure, I have like, I get nervous, and I wouldn't necessarily have like anxiety. um, I have some form of it, but I'm not gonna like mentally diagnose myself with anxiety. um, and you know, you can really relate to her on a couple of levels. You know, the awkward moments, the scheming, the, you know, relying on that one friend kind of thing. Maybe the brother sister dynamic if you have a older sister or a younger brother, or you know, vice versa. um, but I highly recommend it. So thank you all for watching. This has been my review of WataMote, and I'll see you guys next week for the next review. As I said, love Chunibyo and the Delusions. I hope I'm saying that right. Bye.